All right, if you saw my video on Harbor Freight getting sued by Eastwood, well, we got an official follow-up from Harbor Freight. They laid down what exactly happened according to them. Eastwood, crickets from them. So let's talk about it. Now, if you're a little lost about what we're talking about the lawsuit that came up because of this little critter right here. This is the Bauer 9 amp surface conditioning tool. And Harbor Freight launched this a few years ago with a lot of fanfare. People were really surprised that they came out with this, and especially Eastwood, who had this tool right here. Now, here's the deal though. Eastwood, they did have a patent on this, but it was a design patent. It was not a utility patent. And the difference is, a utility patent is basically, and this is very layman, low-level kind of description, but it's basically how something works. Whereas the design patent is literally what it looks like. Now, while it is true that the Bauer does look a lot like the Eastwood, it's not a direct clone, and that's kind of the issue when it comes to a design patent. It has to be pretty much exactly the same thing, which it clearly isn't. In fact, there's been a few products like this around kind of for a while. Some people call them linear grinders. Some people call them drum grinders. Whatever you want to call it, it's been a tool that's been around the block for a while. Lots of people having their own versions. Of course, then Harbor Freight just recently released the Hercules version. Now, I'm just going to say this real quick. Get the Bauer while you can. This is a clearance price on this because they're switching from the Bauer to the Hercules, all right? So the Bauer you can currently get for about 60 bucks. The Hercules is going to run you a good bit more. Now, the Bauer, when it came out, was not $60. It was like 110, 120, something like that. Anyway, the point is this. Harbor Freight responded, because we did in the video, we talked about the fact that Eastwood had brought the lawsuit, and that the lawsuit had been mutually dropped by both parties. Now, we didn't have any findings after the fact. There was no official ruling. We just kind of had to surmise, kind of guess. I'd reached out to Harbor Freight. They hadn't gotten back to me in time to do the video. So at that point, we're like, the only thing I can guess is that they're paying Eastwood for this, and that's why the rise in the cost and the redesign. Turns out, I was 100% wrong, at least according to Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight says, nada, that did not happen. Lawsuit was dropped because Eastwood couldn't back it up. So the end result is a complete win for Harbor Freight. They said the reason that they're moving it to the Hercules is because, and in this case, I got it right, because if you go back and watch my older video, I said from the beginning, this should have been a Hercules product. It should never have been a Bauer product, because this falls into, if you look at what the two brands represent within Harbor Freight. Bauer is for the DIY homeowner kind of person, the weekend warrior kind of stuff, and it's great for that. All right, it's a fabulous tool. Hercules is for the professionals, and you're not going to see a ton of pros, or I should say, you're not going to see a ton of homeowners out there with a surface reconditioning tool. There are some people who will do it. There are a few here and there, but you're going to see it mostly in the pro market. And as such, apparently Harbor Freight agreed with me, and they told me that they were entirely wrong, and they apologized profusely to me. And they just said basically it belongs in the Hercules lineup because it better suits it, and because they're coming out with a cordless version as well in the Hercules line. Oh, heard it here first. Yep, yet again, they're coming out with a 20-volt cordless version of this tool. It's going to match up with it. Don't know exactly when it's going to be, but I'm excited about it. I'm sure you all are. So end result is they're moving it to the Hercules line because that's where it belongs. They did not agree to any lawsuits. Lawsuit was mutually dropped because Eastwood couldn't back it up. There is no payment or anything like that. Apparently, there were some small upgrades internally into the Hercules line. That's probably the rise. I mean, I think it was like a $10 bump in cost on it. So I think that's why they were increasing the price on it. And there's going to be, as I said, a cordless version. So anyway, let me know what you think down below. If you got some people who are spreading misinformation and stuff about this, send them a link to this video. Let them know what the real facts are. If you like what we do here, don't forget to chomp the old like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell on your way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.